Please be seated. The Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Adrian Wild, will now open today's proceedings.
The Worshipful, the Mayor of Bournemouth, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of my fellow governors and on behalf of the University College as a whole to welcome you to this, the 2018 AECC University College graduation ceremony. This ceremony is both a celebration and public acknowledgement of the hard work and achievement of our 2018 graduands, not only of those who are able to be here today, but also those who unfortunately are unable to attend. Whilst the largest number of our graduands can now proudly call themselves chiropractors, I'm also very pleased that we have graduands in a range of other disciplines which reflect the wider range of study that the AECC University College provides. This is a somewhat momentous and memorable day, and not just for our graduands and their families, but for the University of College as a whole. And that's because today, not only do we confer awards from our partner University of Bournemouth, but for the first time ever, we confer AECC University College own awards. And we're exercising the powers that were granted to the University College by the Privy Council some 2 years ago. For the staff who worked tirelessly to achieve this, today represents the culmination of these many years of effort. However, this is very much your day, and it gives me great pleasure to declare today's proceedings open.
The Principal, Professor Haimo Teal, will now address the graduands.
The Worshipful, the Mayor of Bournemouth, Councillor Derek Borthwick, and Mayoress Dorothy Borthwick, Chair of the Board, faculty, honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen, and of course, graduates. A very warm welcome to all of you, and again, thank you for being with us today. I do also appreciate that some of you have traveled from quite far to be with us here today, so thank you. It is truly wonderful to see you all gathered here to share with us, which is probably one of the most important days within the annual academic cycle. Graduates, this is your day, and I'm sure that you will never forget it. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our graduates, and that, of course, is our prime purpose. However, today is also a rite of passage and reflects a quite radical move for our graduates from one part of their lives to another. And all rites of passage we celebrate with family and with friends. And this origin of this rite of passage hark back to the early Middle Ages, when different styles and patterns of hoods and gowns were first adopted by monks and clergy students. Sort of medieval hoodies, if you like. And hooding the student symbolized to everyone that the individual was now ready to go out into the world and to practice their calling. To educate, after all, is based on the Latin verb educere, or to lead out. And at the end of the 15th century, the hood came to be seen as a token of graduation and then was given distinctive colors and lining. And as the chairman also alluded to, and talking about hoods and robes, I'd also like to point out that this year's award ceremony is very special to us. as it is the first where some of you and some of us on the platform today are wearing AECC University College colors for the first time. And this is obviously due to the fact that today also marks the first time in this institution's history where we apply our right to award our own academic degrees after having been granted degree awarding powers in university college title. So notwithstanding this little sidestep into the absolutely riveting world of the academic fashion industry, it is obvious that your degree, whatever the colors, is a major achievement. Whether it is an undergraduate or a postgraduate degree, be it a first professional qualification or a further one, whatever the subject, whatever the discipline, it is an achievement that will remain with you for the rest of your life. It is a genuine triumph, and it speaks volumes about you. Today, we will also be recognizing those students who have achieved the Bachelor of Science level of their chiropractic studies. Receiving this academic reward today is testimony that they have achieved the first major step of their academic journey and that they have displayed the necessary commitment to learn, to acquire knowledge, and to develop expertise and skill which will now enable them to progress their studies further at master's level and to apply them within a clinical environment and setting. I would now ask all of you to briefly reflect on the person you were when you arrived for the first time at AECC University College and compare that with the person that you are now. I know that not every individual needs to attend university to experience profound change, but I would hazard a guess that most of you will recognize how important your experiences over the last few years have been in configuring the intellectual, the philosophical, and the social transformations you have undergone whilst you were here. And the relevant statistics show that the transformation into what you have become will serve you well. Our graduates enjoy excellent employment rates within the first 6 months of leaving the institution, with rates consistently and significantly above the national average. Talking about national averages relevant to the higher education sector, we are also thrilled that our students have rated through the National Student Survey their overall satisfaction of their experiences at AECC University College to be 100% for the second year running. This compares extremely well to the 2018 national average of 83%. This year, we reorganized our academic activities to fall within the remit of 3 distinct schools: the School of Chiropractic, the School of Medical Ultrasound, and the School of Psychology, Sport, and Physical Activity. We have recruited successfully to 2 additional new courses this September: an undergraduate Bachelor of Science in Clinical Exercise and Rehabilitation Sciences, and a postgraduate Master's in Musculoskeletal Neuroscience. 2019 will see the addition of a number of further 7 courses in our School of Psychology, Sport, and Physical Activity. Over the last 2 summers, we invested close to £1 million to expand, improve our campus, and created new learning and teaching spaces and facilities to accommodate our students and staff appropriately. Finally, we recently engaged architects and space planners to draw up a master plan which shows that our current campus will serve us well for our planned growth for at least 15 years, if not longer. To plan for anything beyond this period of time in these days certainly does not make any sense, because wasn't it just yesterday that Trump was not president and Brexit was only a rumor? I want to make it very clear here that these institutional advancements and achievements are not easily obtained. I'm therefore extremely thankful to all of my staff and the students at AECC University College for their many contributions, their work and their efforts over the last years. I'm also very grateful to the chair and to the members of the board for their valuable advice, their skill set and their guidance. So, dear graduates, today, however, is your special day and your celebration. And we are all here to congratulate you on your achievement. But it is also a very special day for your families, for your friends. And as they see you coming onto the stage to receive your degrees in a little while, I'm sure there will be some reflection amongst the audience on your time growing up from a young age, your successes at school, the pressures of exams, and your achievement in gaining admission to university. No person is an island, and I know that our graduates are well aware that they are able to be here today because of years of unstinting and usually unspoken support from their families. Real courage is not only one single heroic action, but also lies in repeatedly facing and solving the day-to-day challenges of life. Parents going out, finding the money to support the family, providing a secure environment, ensuring that there's endless personal, moral, and intellectual support available on a 24/7 helpline basis. And all of this is given without any expectation of any contractual return. Being here today with you is the only reward they would have ever wanted or sought. Some of you already have degrees, and this is your second or even possibly your third time round, and the support you have needed is quite possibly different, and not so much by a parent, but perhaps by a partner or a sibling, or possibly even by children. So everyone with you in this hall today, and those who were not able to come, deserves your special thanks, congratulations, and recognition, and I think we should give them all a big applause. A good number of your supporters along the way may now also think, perhaps with some pleasure, that now at last they can put away their checkbook. But a word of caution, from personal experience, this may not happen that easily and so soon. To all of you, I would say congratulations to have chosen to go to university in the first instance. It will bring you enormous benefits. Not just in terms of what you've learned, but also in terms of your future earning power and as part of growing up and developing your potential in the world you are about to enter. On the basis of the formal and also the informal intellectual and social interactions that you had with your peers, with members of the public, within the clinical teaching settings, and with your academic supervisors, you will have created a powerful set of life skills that you may have otherwise not been able to access, and certainly not as quickly. And it shows. Not only do our graduates enjoy excellent employment possibilities and rates, as I've mentioned, but they're also much more likely to contribute towards society, lead healthier and longer lives, and I'm delighted to report, are much less likely to see the inside of a prison. Although the major share of the activities of the college relates to chiropractic studies, and most of today's graduates are either progressing to the clinical part of their education or joining the chiropractic profession, we must certainly recognize the growth and expansion within our postgraduate programs, and equally celebrate the excellent contributions and achievements of our postgraduate students. Many of the close to 50 individuals who are receiving their well-deserved postgraduate awards this year have already obtained a high level of professional knowledge and skills before they have joined us. And we very much value the way your experience, your skills, and your contributions enrich academic life at AECC University College. Today is clearly about concentrating on the awards, but we must not forget to thank all of our graduates for the unique atmosphere they have created in their time here. Our students have a profound impact on the local community, and they bring a very vibrant aspect to the local society, as well as supporting the local businesses. Our European and overseas students, and we have well over 50 different nationalities represented within our student body, add greatly to the intellectual, the social, and the cultural environment of both the University College and the town of Bournemouth. At this point, I would also like to express my thanks to our student union executive and all of the student union officers who have worked so hard for both the student body and the institution. So let us express our thanks to you today. The other main group, which should certainly be both recognized and thanked, is the academic staff behind me. Whilst we are living and working in an undoubtedly enviable setting on the South Coast, students, you, would simply not come here if you did not know that you would be receiving a first-class educational experience. And what we usually remember about our education is the individual, the teacher, and not the methods of teaching utilized. Nobody goes into university life and academia for money, but rather having played a part in developing the next generation of leaders, of thinkers, of researchers, and successful clinicians is there, or is an academic's undoubted reward. And today's celebration is a manifestation of this ambition. Furthermore, behind and beside the academics is a large number of professional and other support staff whose efforts are absolutely essential if we are going to succeed as an institution. We all are a community of scholarship with all sorts and types of staff to ensure our excellence. And so they should too be thanked today. As I have hinted at earlier, a fair amount of our work, our research and scholarly activities is based on and enabled by collaboration with other organizations and universities. And I would therefore like to thank the representatives of a number of universities and institutes, Chiropractic Association, and others and organizations for having made the journey in order to be with us today. This would also be the time for me to especially thank colleagues from Bournemouth University, which has been our higher education partner institution for over 10 years now, and in particular Professor Venora Hundley, Acting Dean of the Faculty of Health and Social Sciences, for joining us on the platform today. Education is about changing things. It is about changing of lives, our lives, and the lives of those around us. Your achievements recognized today are the launch pad for an amazing opportunity and journey that has absolutely no limits. A journey which will be full of opportunities and challenges. A journey which will require you to continually learn, adapt, and change in order to succeed in this quite fast-paced and increasingly competitive world. So speaking of continual learning and evolving, I'm very grateful for the presence of our invited graduation speaker, Professor Jan Hartwigsen, and that he could be with us today. Professor Hartwigsen is head of the research unit of the Department of Sports Science and Clinical Biomechanics at the University of Southern Denmark, and one of the very top researchers in the field of musculoskeletal medicine and biomechanics worldwide. He is the recipient of many prizes and awards, and I hugely admire him for all he has achieved for not only the chiropractic profession and its patients, but far beyond this, and with truly global impact. I'm also very glad that he didn't fail me when he was my external examiner during my PhD defense so many years ago. The latest statistics about having jobs and careers young people can expect these days are staggering. They are entering the workforce later, changing their work on at least more than 5 or 6 occasions, mixing up full and part-time work, and finally, I hate to tell you, many of you will be leaving the workforce later than me, which in my case will actually become fact in about 4 weeks' time. After a very rewarding and long period of working for this institution within the chiropractic profession and the higher education sector, I've decided to step down from my post to retire by the end of this calendar year. I'm extremely pleased by the appointment of my successor, Professor Leslie Haig. Professor Haig is currently head of Department of Allied Health Sciences at London South Bank University, where she established an undergraduate chiropractic program earlier this year and is responsible for the development of health science undergraduate, postgraduate, and research provision. It was clear during the recruitment process and to the individuals present at the student, the staff, and the board panels that Professor Haig had the experience, vision, and the commitment to lead AECC University College as we continue to develop our range of health science courses while expanding and enhancing our chiropractic and diagnostic imaging educational provision and clinical services. So, as each year we say goodbye to our graduates, we also say farewell to others who have greatly contributed to the growth and to the success of AECC University College in so many ways. And today, I would especially like to acknowledge and thank Professor Jenny Bolton for her many years of sterling effort and contribution in academia, research, scholarship, professional development, and institutional management. I would also like to thank Professor Joyce Miller for her extensive work in research relating to the clinical care of children and the professional development of almost countless clinicians in this subject area. At last, but certainly not least, my thanks go to Dr. Baji Hussain for having developed a true center of excellence in medical ultrasound education at AECC University College over the last 10 years. Of course, whilst you will be off to relish the rewards of your education over the next few decades, this institution will still be here. You are now part of a special community through today's convocation and our alumni network. We will always be delighted to hear from you, to see you back at AECC University College, anytime or during one of our annual alumni reunion events, or possibly even at one of these ceremonies as a proud parent. When you do return, you will find our values to be essentially the same as when you have left. We are committed to ensuring this institution will continue to be investing in order to offer excellence in all we do and to remain a place that you will say that you are proud to have graduated from. Finally, I have always regarded it as a great privilege of the principal to be one of the first to be able to congratulate you when you walk across the stage on your exceptional achievement today, and I do wish you all the very best for your future. I thank you for your attention. I, the principal of AECC University College, declare the congregation open for the conferment of the awards.
Philip Dewhurst, as head of school, will now present the awards for the School of Chiropractic.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present to you the following graduates for the award of Bachelor of Science, Honours, Human Science. Sunna Fridham Orenson. Vilda Jakobsen. Marion Janssen. Monique Conau with first class honours. Jesper Lemke with first class honours. Vera Olafsdottir. Moritz Thiel with first class honours. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Master of Chiropractic honours. Chloe Cashmore with first class honours. Shay Chapman with first class honours. Sean Coleman with first class honours. Micah Cook. Gail Davies with first class honours. Wouter de Rutte with first class honours. Daniel Ebrey. Marius Pfeiffer with first class honours. Alexander Hatton. Stephen Holm with first class honours. Taraz Lee Gaya Koban. Joseph Karab. Andrew Kurt with first class honours. Marius Mastro. Stephanie Miles with first class honours. Scott Munro. Antonia Oakes. Thomas Plum with first class honours. Oliver Sampson. Michaela Sigrel. Sarit Siranan. Warren Spreadbury with first class honours. Andy Strauss. Amy Swift. Eleonora van der Velden. Nick van Noort with first class honours. Ofra Vatic with first class honours. Camille Louise Marie Michelle Fafaya with first class honours. Misty Wilgress Thorne. Jodie Wilson. Charlotte Woodhouse with first class honours. Harriet Ragg. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Master of Science, Chiropractic. Maya Albert. Christopher Antonson. Ida Marie Askvig with distinction. Gaia Bonfelio with distinction. Louisiana Chuti with distinction. Genevieve Clark. Adam Cooley with distinction. Simone De Muzio. Anya Dixon. Dennis Divold. Evan Evanson. Laura Favellini with distinction. Marco Germer. Haldor Gislason with distinction. Christian Hargensen with distinction. Rebecca Hagstrom with distinction. Joachim Hansen. Miriam Helby. Kiara Herman. Mandy Hugh. Britta Haftervold. Janosch Jendrasic with distinction. Evelina Johansson. Christopher Kittleson. Mew Kee Lee, with distinction. Jonathan Levron. Derek Lo Tiap Kwon. Eddie Liu. Iva Marso. Helena Maydal, with distinction. Zicheng Mok, with distinction. Carmen Moore. Amy Josephine Ng Wei Ling. Jessica C.K. Win Lee. Holly Nolan. Alida Overshi. Christian Pedersen, with distinction. Mila Rina Riala, with distinction. Miranda Rushler, with distinction. Yari Salmonen, with distinction. Lynn Sandhaugen, with distinction. Marco Santoro. Roman Spresny, with distinction. Martina Solheim. Sondra Stangelang. Andreas Dobrotten. Yun Han T, with distinction. Renska Veslut. Sun Wong, with distinction. Chuk Wu. Cheng Yi Yi. Mun Yi Yong. Jim Zeelan. This concludes the presentation of chiropractic graduates.
Dr. Neil Osborne, Director of Clinic, will now administer the AECC University College Chiropractic Oath for Master of Chiropractic and Master of Science Chiropractic graduates.
Please refer to the chiropractic oath in your graduation programme. Candidates for the Master of Chiropractic and Master of Science Chiropractic, please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me the chiropractor's oath. I promise that I'll make the care of my patients my first concern. I'll be considerate to all my patients and will strive to communicate effectively with them. I will respect my patients' dignity and autonomy and the right to be fully involved in decisions about their care. I will not abuse my professional position and at all times will be honest and trustworthy, respecting and protecting confidential information. I will not abuse my professional position and at all times be honest and trustworthy, respecting and protecting confidential information. My personal beliefs will not prejudice my care of patients. I will look to contemporary science and evidence for what I do and practice it and the art of healthcare with sympathy, empathy, and an understanding of the human condition. I will look to contemporary science and evidence for what I do and practice it and the art of healthcare with sympathy, empathy, and an understanding of the human condition. I will do what is best for my patients and in this recognize my own limits of competence and scope as well as the expertise of others. I will do what is best for my patients and in this recognize my own limits of competence and scope as well as the expertise of others. I will never discriminate unfairly against patients or colleagues and I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. I will never discriminate unfairly against patients or colleagues and I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. I make this promise solemnly, freely and upon my honour. I make this promise solemnly, freely and upon my honour. Graduates, please remain standing and turn to face the congregation. Please change your tassel from the right to the left-hand side. Congratulations. Graduates of Chiropractic, please be seated.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present to you the remaining graduands in the School of Chiropractic for the award of Postgraduate Certificate, Professional Development, Chiropractic. Jessica Davey, with distinction. David Dickens. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice, Clinical Sciences. Daniel Heritage, with distinction. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Postgraduate Certificate, Advanced Professional Practice, Paediatric Musculoskeletal Health. Sophia Bramwell Reeks with distinction. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Master of Science, Advanced Professional Practice, Paediatric Musculoskeletal Health. Fleur de Han with distinction. Kristin Loisette. Trina Paludan with distinction. Right, okay then. Graduates who have not attended this ceremony are recognised in absentia. Principal, this concludes the presentation of awards for the School of Chiropractic.
Dr. Budgie Hussain, as Head of School, will now present the awards for the School of Medical Ultrasound.
Principal, in the name and by the authority of the AECC University College, I present to you the following graduates for the award of Postgraduate Certificate Medical Ultrasound: Simon Petridis. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Postgraduate Diploma Medical Ultrasound: Tomás Grella. James Inglebauger. Stephen Shang. Principal, I now present to you the following for the award of Masters of Science, Medical Ultrasound: Alithia Beck with distinction. Terence Binas. Julie Brumby with distinction. Andrew Burden with distinction. Simon Donovan with distinction. Lindsay Moore with distinction. Owen Nielsen with distinction. Marie Tanner with distinction. Catherine Taylor-Barnes. Emma Watts with distinction. Principal, graduates who have not attended this ceremony are recognized in absentia. Principal, that concludes the presentations for awards for the School of Medical Ultrasound.
The Principal will now introduce last year's Students' Union President.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it now gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Student Union President of 2017-18, Sarat Zerinian.
Good afternoon. Welcome, Mr. Mayor, Mayoress, friends, family, tutors, staff, and my fellow graduates. I'm very honoured to be up here giving this speech as the Students' Union President of 2017-18. And I'm very proud to be the official mascot of the AECC University College. Unfortunately, I've just been informed that it is an unpaid position. Class of 2018, we did it. After countless written exams, practical exams, lab reports, reflective essays, other essays, dissertation, ILLNs, case presses, represses, resits and repeats, we finally made it to today, our graduation. We all accomplished one of our major milestones in our lives. This has to be up there with learning to walk and toilet training. This is a major step in our journey, one that should be recognized for its immense significance, and we all worked really hard to get to this day with blood, sweat, tears, and lots of alcohol. In my defense, a study in 2017 concluded that people who drank on a regular basis are happier, more successful, and has better life satisfaction. And that's what I'm going with, even though I just made it up. I remember our first day. We were all in room 7, not sure what to expect. We were all looking around for a friendly face to talk to, and then we were split in our team colours. We then bonded through activities and games, and even more with lectures and labs. Getting through our first set exams were tough, but we got through them. As they say, adversity not only draws people together, but brings forth that beautiful inward friendship. I guess with 4 or 5 years of adversity together, we are not just friends, but a family, an AECC family. Our time here has seen many changes, new faces, new staff, new classrooms, new library, new courses, and new branding. But there's one thing that has always been constant, that has not changed since the day we began, and that thing is the timetabling issues. I mean, every year. I've been a patient at the AECC clinic for over 18 years, and now that I'm graduating, it brings my journey full circle. 5 years ago, I started out as a wide-eyed student, not knowing much about chiropractic, and now I stand before you, a wide-eyed chiropractor. Still don't know much about chiropractic. To me, chiropractic is very subjective. My chiropractic might be different to yours. We may use different approaches, different techniques, different protocols, but our end goal is always the same, to get paid. And also, to provide the best treatments for our patients. They say knowledge is power, and we have that power to change people's lives, to make a difference in their daily living. So we must continue to learn new things, develop ourselves as clinicians, and push forward this great profession of ours. Not only the MChiros and MSCs are graduating today, but also the BSCs and the postgraduates too. I would like to congratulate them for their hard work. Firstly, to the BSCs, you have made it to the clinic, to start piecing together what you've been taught and put into practice. And don't worry, the tutors are there to help you. Well, some. Well, one tutor will at least attempt to help you. And don't forget to enjoy it, it goes by quickly. And to the postgraduates, thank you for demonstrating to us undergraduates your continued passion for learning and your desire to push forward the healthcare profession to new heights. And I don't think anyone can do a university degree by themselves. Not only we had each other, but we had our families, friends, colleagues, and loved ones too. To them, we thank you. Thank you for all of the undivided love and support. Thank you for the sacrifices you have made, and hopefully today we have made you proud. On a personal note, I would like to thank my family for always being there, for believing in me, and Dr. Neil Osborne for inspiring me to undertake this wonderful profession of ours. And I would like to thank a special person that have supported me throughout my 5 years at the AECC. Thank you, Rhiannon, for helping me through tough times, for not giving up on me. You were there with me till the end, and for this, I'm forever grateful. In addition, I would like to thank Professor Heimertiel for his dedication and contribution to the AECC where it is today. On behalf of the student body, we wish you a very happy retirement. On that note, I would like to thank all of the faculty and staff of the AECC University College. Firstly, to the teaching staff and clinic tutors. Thank you for your passion, knowledge, and wisdom, for sharing with us your experiences, expertise, and for preparing us for the real world, to challenge our method of thinking and to always thrive for new ideas. Thank you to the college and clinic receptionists, to maintenance and cleaners, to registry and IT, to the closed office, that's the course office, to other support staff, and lastly, to the Students' Union Manager. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a privilege to graduate with you today. Let's celebrate and enjoy the next few days, as it's probably be the last time that we're all in the same room together, making it a weekend to remember. And I would like to end with a message to the class of 2018. You were fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I. Thank you.
Dr. Hugh Hurst, representing the graduates of AECC University College, will now announce the names of candidates who have been selected for student prizes. The Mayor, Councillor Derek Borthwick, will present the prizes.
The Alan Cadbury Memorial Award, M. Cairo for Year 1, awarded by the AECC to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of Year 1, goes to Jamie Curry. The Arthur Schofield Memorial Award for the M. Cairo Year 2, donated by the Arthur Schofield Memorial Trust to the student with the best profile of marks at the end of Year 2, goes to Ataranta. The Outstanding Academic Student for the BSc Year 3 and M. Cairo Year 3, donated by the British Chiropractic Association to the student with the best profile of marks, goes to Savannah Kobish. The Best Research Protocol, BSc in Year 3, donated by the European Chiropractors Union to the student with the best protocol, goes to Marion Janssen. The Royal College of Chiropractors Research Project Award for M. Cairo in Year 3, donated by the Royal College of Chiropractors to the student with the best project mark, goes to Sonia Tomlinson. The Best All-Round Student in the Final Year, donated by the AECC to the student who has contributed the most in non-academic terms to the college in his or her year and the course, and that goes to Misty Wilgris-Thorne. And the Flavio Grillo Prize for the Best Clinical Proficiency Performance in the final year, donated by the AECC to the student whose performance exemplifies those characteristics identified with good clinical practice, goes to Christian Hugginson. And the Rehabilitation Award for the final year, donated by the Royal and Sun Alliance Insurance plc to the student or students who made an outstanding contribution to the advancement or the implementation within the field of musculoskeletal rehabilitation. And this goes to Joachim Hansen. The Outstanding Academic Student Award for the final year, donated by the Royal Sun Alliance Insurance to the student or students with the best profile of marks, Ofra Vartik. And the Community Outreach Education Award for the final year, donated by the Chiropractic Trust Fund to the student or students who have contributed the most to the community outreach programme, and that goes to Adam Cooley. The Graham Hill Award for Postgraduate Programmes, donated by the AECC in memory of Dr. Graham Hill, to the student or students with the best academic performance in achieving the Postgraduate Master of Science degree, and that goes to Marie Tana. Principal, Mr. Mayor, that concludes the presentation of the prizes.
Jan Harkvitsen, our guest speaker, will now deliver the graduation address.
Thank you very much. Is it on? Yes. So, Worshipful Mayor of Bournemouth, Derek Borthwick, Mayoress Dorothy Borthwick, Principal Teal, distinguished faculty, ladies and gentlemen, but of course most importantly, the graduates. I've been looking forward to coming today, and I am deeply honored to have been asked to give the graduation address here at the AECC University College today. And this flip over was supposed to be brought out here now. That's because I'm actually going to give you a scholarly lecture. And what are the ingredients you need in order to give a scholarly lecture? Well, first of all, you need a professor, and preferably one with a continental accent. So you have that. Then I asked for a piece of chalk and a blackboard. But the AECC University College is a very modern place, as you know. So they provided me with a flip over and some pens. So this is the modern version of a scholarly lecture. And while we are celebrating your achievements today and your graduation with whatever the degree you have obtained, I'm here to look towards the future. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how to have a successful career. And this may be disappointing to you, but the diploma, the very fine diploma you have in your hands, means very, very little when it comes to having a successful career. Of course, it's important to have, because it allows you to do certain things. It gives you certain rights and privileges and obligations. Without it, you cannot enter the career path you want to enter into. I'm very happy to see that there are so many parents here today, because I'm going to tell you that in order to have a successful career, you need to do what your parents have always told you. So dear parents, I'm going to repeat something you have said to your children over and over again, and hopefully they'll remember it this time. So, for scholarly lecture, and to prove that I'm a real scientist, you need to draw something on this. And it needs to be somewhat comprehensible, but not completely. So I think I'll start by drawing something that you will probably recognize. This is a two-dimensional coordinate system. And you can use that for illustrating or communicating two variables. And I will talk about the two variables that are most important to having a successful career. And this may come as a surprise to you. But it is what you do, and it is how you do it. Now that sounds, right off the bat, looking at it, really, really simple. But in fact, it's not. Because these two variables are moving targets. They change all the time. They change over time. And you need to change with them. So let's talk about each one of them individually. Let's talk about the what first. So what do you need? Let me choose a different color to make it more messy. A red. What do you need in order to know what to do? Well, first of all, you need a good education, don't you? You need a good foundation to stand on. And you've gotten that here at the very fine academic institution, AECC University College. It's good, but it's not good enough if you want to continue to know what to do, because you're actually entering the path of what we call lifelong learning. It means I can guarantee you, you have not taken the last course in your life. And why do you take extra courses, postgraduate courses? Why do you go to meetings in your professional organizations? It is because you need to know what goes on in science. Because that's where progress is made. That's where we evaluate new treatments. That's where we come up with new stuff that you can use in order to know what to do in your clinical work. So you need to engage in science and in professional development. You need to continue to keep up with the new information in your field. I'm sure you know established healthcare professionals who have forgotten this, but I'm certain none of you will forget it, especially after my talk. You also need to implement the new stuff, the new what, in your professional life. So, if we learn through science that some of the things you do, maybe even some of the things you're really fond of doing, are maybe not the best things to do for your patients, but there's something else that can benefit them more, then you should implement that. You should get rid of the stuff that was good, but now we know that there's something that's better. You should implement new findings and new knowledge in your professional life all the time until you retire. You also need to document what you do. You need to, of course, to document it in your patient file for your insurance companies or whatever schemes you need to document stuff for. But you also need to document it to be transparent. And we will increasingly see healthcare professionals having to make documentation available to their patients and to the public, to be transparent so the public and the patients can see what to expect when they contact you specifically as a healthcare provider. And you need to be prepared and able to do that. That is part of modern healthcare. But most importantly, as I said, this is a moving target.
you need to be able to change. You need to take on board new ideas and discard old ideas and develop as professionals. And I can tell you, this part is what it really makes it fun, because tomorrow will never look like today. There will always be something new going on that you can do and learn in your practice. That was a little bit about the what. Then what about the how? Well, I'll take a new color now to make it a bit more messy. I'll take a blue one now. Of course, you need to be professional. And by that I mean, you can't read this, but it doesn't matter. Of course, that means taking on a clean shirt and shaving in the morning and taking a shower and be ready to work. But it means much more than that. As a healthcare professional, you are something who is being noticed in your community. And you need to be a role model for your patients, for the staff in your clinic, and for your community. Many people don't think of that when they enter into a career in healthcare. But people look at you for guidance, and you need to behave like a professional, also outside of your work hours. It's very important. You also need to be empathic. Now, what does that mean? Does that have anything to do with science? In fact, it does. The father of what we call evidence-based medicine or evidence-based practice was a Canadian doctor whose name was David Sackett. He said that evidence-based practice is equally practicing according to the best available evidence, your professional experience, and patient values and preferences. So it's just as important as knowing about recent advances in science to be empathic and listen to your patients and involve your patients in their care. Today, people don't come to healthcare professionals because they want them to do something to them. They want to engage with healthcare professionals. And it's a change that has occurred over the past 1 or 2 decades. And it's very challenging, but it's also very rewarding. You also need to integrate. Now, a few decades ago, chiropractors and other healthcare professionals practiced in professional silos in their own little offices, and then patients could walk from office to office until they found help or they were referred to someone else. That has all changed. Nowadays, healthcare professions integrate and learn from each other. They practice together in multidisciplinary practices. And many of you will practice with other healthcare professionals. And that will only become more as time goes by. And it's incredibly exciting and rewarding, both for you and for your patients, to integrate and practice. It also means not speaking badly about other healthcare professions and not accepting when other healthcare professions speak badly about your profession. That's not professional. It means being part of the mix of responsible, evidence-based healthcare providers. You need to integrate. It's all about how, isn't it? And sometimes, even though you know what's right to do, and you want to do it, you cannot do it. It's because around your practice as a healthcare provider, there are rules, there are legislations, there are boundaries and barriers. They can be financial, they can be professional or otherwise. Engage. How do you address that? How do you get rid of that? How do you push the boundaries? You do that by engaging. You don't do that by sticking to yourself. So you need to be a member of a progressive professional organization that helps you, that you can help change the healthcare system so it becomes better for patients and for you. Because the healthcare system today, we read about the NHS now in connection with, I promised Jenny Bolton not to say Brexit, in connection with Brexit and the many problems that the NHS is facing. And we are facing similar challenges in my country. And the only way to address those challenges is to engage. And you want to engage with people who look towards the future and not towards the past. Because if we look at where we are today on this continuum of what and how, if you think back a few centuries or even millennia, you know, we really had no clue back then how to treat sick people, did we? So we come from I think I'll use the last color now. We come from a very low starting point, if you think back a couple of thousand years. We come from down here. So where are we today? We are better. I think we can agree on that. I mean, we are healthier than we've ever been, and we live longer than we have ever done. So we must be doing something right. So maybe we are someplace around here. Because we don't know everything, do we? That's why we have people like me, scientists and researchers, who try to figure out new things. In fact, our societies are investing more than ever in research, because we know research is what will drive the future. We do research in order to create a better future for our societies. So we want people who want to look towards the future, and we want to engage with people who want to look up towards the future and not as things were. Because this is what we strive for, isn't it? We'll never get there, but we strive for perfection. We strive to do the very best job. And maybe in a few hundred years or a few thousand years, we'll get there, but we're certainly not there yet. So I drew this coordinate system so you could see that it was truly a scholarly lecture, because as you can see, I can now connect these dots with a straight line. And if there's one thing, if you don't know much about science, you should know that scientists love straight lines. And it proves that I'm right. I can draw a straight line. So, in order to have a successful career, and this is where I come back to what your parents always told you, it's about doing the right thing and doing it well. And if you remember nothing else from today, then remember that. Do the right thing and do it well. Parents, have you told your children that many times? I'm sure you have. So when you get confused and lost in all this, do what you did when you were a child. Go back to your parents and ask them to repeat what they said to you when you were a child. Do the right thing and do it well. Knowing well that how to do things and what to do changes over time. And I can guarantee you that if you follow these simple rules, you will have a successful and satisfying career. Thank you very much.
The chairman will now close the proceedings.
Thank you, Jan, for that very interesting talk. I'm sure most of the graduates were thinking, that's the last lecture they'll ever attend a couple of months ago, and yet, here we go. So what has today been about? Well, it's all about the celebration and acknowledgement of the hard work and achievement of our 2018 graduates. For many of you, it represents a change in your life, as Heimo said. You may be moving from a classroom-based learning to a clinic environment. For many of you, you're moving from full-time learning to the world of work. For our postgraduates, today is a recognition of your continued desire to learn and improve yourselves for the betterment of society, and as Jan said, because learning for your work is fun. So I was going to offer some advice, but I think between Sarit and Jan, you've probably picked up all my points, but perhaps I'll just summarise them. I think it's very important that you keep in contact with your peers. One of the great benefits of working in a profession is being able to share ideas and experiences, and you can only do that if you maintain your professional networks. So don't be lonely in your professional life. Consult with your peers and continue to celebrate each other's success. Secondly, You left here with a strong sense of ethics, and you should be very clear about what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. So, as Jan said, it's how you do some of your work as well as what you do. So when you're going forward in your professional careers, please keep hold of those ethics and make sure that you, at all times, undertake the most appropriate course of action. And finally, do continue to learn. Not only will it be a benefit of your patients or clients, it will also benefit you because it will enrich your working life. Be even better if you choose to do some further learning at the AECC University College, be it a CPD course, a master's or even a PhD. We'd welcome you back. I also said at the start that this was a momentous day for you, but also for the college, and one of the reasons for this is because Heimo, as he's announced, it's his last graduation ceremony as principal. So I thought it would be appropriate to sort of say a few words about him and the achievements that he's led the college through these last few years. When I first met him, he was vice principal and charged with ensuing academic quality and rigour. And the first test of his mettle was when the inspectors from the QAA, which is the government body charged with safeguarding standards and improving the quality of UK higher education, came calling. I can still remember the pleasure that I felt at the results of that inspection. They were excellent, and they very much paved the way for the next stages in the college's development. In due course, Heimo's predecessor as principal retired, Ken Vaal, and after a rigorous search, the governors appointed Heimo to his current role. Since then, in his relaxed and easy style, he's led the implementation of the college's strategic plan. Some of the key milestones in that plan have been the receipt of taught degree awarding powers, which has enabled us to give the awards today in the name of the AECC University College. We also became institutionally designated as a college, which means that we receive direct government funding rather than receiving it via a partner university. We received a university college title, and we've also created the new School of Psychology, Sport and Physical Activity. And as Heimo reported, that's recruited its students to the new courses for the first time this year. So these developments were very pleasing, and they made us proud, and represented a significant amount of work by the University College. But the business of our college is you, our students, and Heimo's ensured that over the years there's been a continual focus on academic rigour and student welfare. And I think watching the awards today, it was really pleasing to see the warmth and friendliness that there was between you and Heimo as principal. I'm also pleased that Leslie Haig, Professor Leslie Haig, has joined us today. It's very good to see you here, but you have a hard act to follow, but I have every confidence that you will continue with Heimo's good work. In closing, I'd also like to thank, on behalf of my fellow governors, the staff who've worked hard to organise this whole day. Finally, graduates, on behalf of myself, my fellow governors and the University College, congratulations on your achievements. We are proud of you and thankful for your achievements and the reputation that you bring to the University College.
Would all guests remain in their seats until the platform party and University College guests have left? If you are partaking in the afternoon tea reception, please make your way to the Pavilion ballroom and staff marshals will be on hand to direct you. Dr. Peter Miller will now lead the platform party from the stage.